Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Data Scientist. I'm Abhishek. Today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic, mega trend. Okay, we all have heard this terminology mega trend, but it is at most important for us to understand how does it impact investing in stocks. Okay, so broadly my lecture would be divided into following four categories. First and foremost, we would understand what is mega trend. Then we will move ahead and understand how globally megatrends affect investing, what are the current global market trends available. Then we will understand that how Indian markets have got benefited out of megatrends historically. And finally, before we conclude, we will be looking into opportunities or benefits which we can reap from here on in different megatrends Indian economy is undergoing. Stay tuned. What is megatrend? Megatrend is nothing but large scale change. It is big enough to impact the life cycles of economies and companies operating in it. The changes are mainly brought in by demographic, economic, political, and social changes over decades. Megatrend is a long-term change and hence it is extremely rare in nature. It doesn't happen every day with short movement of 10% to 20% in equity market. It is a very long-term change and it takes a longer period for the trend to get matured. Megatrend acts as a base for strategic decision making in organizational functions such as marketing, R&D, budget spending, product planning, development, human resource management, technology planning, and innovation scouting. You name it, everything does have an impact with a megatrend. Now, what we will be doing is we will look at the different global megatrends which happened historically across globe. Now, in late 1800, Britain was the largest economy. Just see, with innovation and industrialization, what has happened. America took over the world economy. They surpassed Britain. Companies that have evolved during that period are the ones like GE Electric, General Electric, General Motors, IBM, Coca-Cola, and Gillette. These companies were born out of a megatrend in US growth market. Post Second World War, Japanese private companies expanded massively. Few automakers like Toyota, Nissan, Isuzu, Mitsubishi, and Mazda became world-class auto manufacturers. With the evolution of transistors, Sony became the largest consumer electronic goods manufacturer in the world. The graph shows the rapid growth of Japanese GDP post 1950s. Also, the same story unfolded for China in late 1970s. Farmers were able to keep the land's output after paying a share to the state. This move increased agricultural production, increased the living standards of hundreds of millions of farmers, and stimulated rural industry. During the early 1980s, special economic zones were set up for foreign investment that were relatively free of bureaucratic regulations and interventions which promoted growth. Historically, we have all seen that China is a very bureaucratic country, but this special SEZ formation helped to decentralize stuff. A notable development was the decentralization of state control, leaving local provincial leaders to experiment with ways to increase economic growth and privatize the state sector. China's GDP growth averaged 9% since 1989 until 2014. What kind of returns have megatrends given before? If you would have bought Walmart ever in 1970s and held them until 2010, you would have multiplied your money almost 1900 times. 1900 times, I repeat, yeah. If you would have invested in Coca-Cola in 1960s, you would have multiplied your investment a mind-boggling 1395 times. Yes, 1395 times. Japan's Nikkei stock index went up 20 times from 1970 to 1989, and they accounted for more than one-third of world's stock market capitalization. That bull market lasted for 20 years. The MSCI China gauge returned 680% from November 10, 2001 until the country won into the World Trade Organization through the index peaking during the stock market bubble of 2007. That means the Chinese index went 6 and 8 times itself. Have Indian companies benefited from such megatrend earlier? Yes, indeed they have. In 1991, when prices of commodities like cement got decentralized or decontrolled, Ambuja cement stock price went up 3 times in a single year. Investors who would have held onto the stock until 2014 would have multiplied their money 33 times. In 1991, liberalization was the biggest trigger for export-led megatrend. Companies like Infosys and Dr. Reddy's have multiplied investor wealth 500 odd levels and 415 times respectively. IT and telecom boom and the significant role played by companies like Infosys and Bharti in wealth creation was something worth mentioning here. Now the biggest question, how can you benefit now? There are few distinct signals of megatrend currently we see in Indian economy. Tremendous opportunity in rural consumption growth. The rural construction, household consumption theme, growing household savings and the investment in financial instruments. That means credit to GDP is significantly low in India compared to other developed nations. So as time progresses, this ratio will increase and there lies the opportunity. High value consumption growth as households move up the value chain with urbanization. That means people coming out from rural economy to urban economy. What will they spend on? Higher disposable income has helped Indian households consistently move up the consumption value chain. All the consumption theme, though it looks expensive at today's valuation, might still be not very cheap because continuously there will be a purchaser, a buyer for those themes. Infrastructure investments and huge capex by government and private sector. That is the broad and the largest theme I see, or I personally feel will benefit a lot. Large corporate groups from both the PSUs and private sector have already invested more than 4 trillion rupees. Export-led growth via technological support, IT services, and manufacturing sectors would remain in focus from here on. Thank you for spending time in watching this video. I hope it makes a lot of sense in terms of understanding what is Megatrend. Please contact me and send me email
at datasciencefortrading@gmail.com. Thank you.